What if I told you that your biggest limitation isn't your background? It's not your environment, not even your past mistakes. It's your thoughts. Yes, your thoughts. Today, you're about to see life in a different light. You're about to break free from small thinking. And more importantly, you're about to learn how to silence the one habit that's robbing you of joy and growth: complaining. Stick with me. This just might be the mindset reset you've been waiting for. Complaining. It feels like relief in the moment, doesn't it? It feels like a justified way to explain pain, stress, frustration, or delay. But here's the hard truth. Complaining is a trap. A vain attempt to express pain without receiving healing. A loud cry that echoes in the air but lands on no ears of change. When you complain, you're rehearsing the problem instead of releasing it. You're giving more life to what's wrong, while starving what's right. You're feeding the frustration and draining the faith. See, complaining isn't just words, it's a posture. It's a mindset that chooses victimhood over victory. And the dangerous part, the more you complain, the more your brain adapts to seeing problems, not possibilities. You train yourself to look for what's missing, what's broken, what's unfair, while missing what's beautiful, whole, and working. Here's something powerful. When you see differently, you live differently. It's not the events in your life that shape your world. It's the lens through which you view those events. Perspective isn't just a feel-good word. It's a force. It's the difference between drowning in storms and dancing in the rain. Let me ask you, what if your situation didn't change, but your eyes did? What if instead of asking, "Why me?" you started asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" What if instead of seeing closed doors as rejection, you saw them as redirection? The greatest shifts in life begin when you gain a new vantage point. You stop cursing the season you're in, and you start cultivating it. You stop seeing failure as the end, and you start seeing it as education. When you ask God to open your eyes, He doesn't just show you what's ahead, He reveals what's within. Because here's the truth. Sometimes the thing we're crying over is the very thing carrying our transformation. Imagine your life as a house. Each day, each decision, each thought, is a brick. You are building something, whether you realize it or not. Now, think about this. If your bricks are made of fear, insecurity, doubt, and complaints, what kind of house will that be? But if your bricks are made of purpose, faith, resilience, and wisdom, imagine how strong your foundation becomes. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are architectural. They are constructing the direction, capacity, and boundaries of your life. Scripture says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Your mind is not a container, it's a creator. Think low, live low. Think high, soar high. So if you're living stuck, maybe it's time to check what you've been thinking. Because your life can only rise as high as your thoughts allow it. Let's talk about the box. You know the one I'm talking about. The mental box of, "This is just how I am. People like me don't succeed. Nobody in my family has ever done this. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have the resources." The box of excuses. The box of fear disguised as logic. The box that limits your future based on your past. Hear me, you were never made for the box. There's creativity in your DNA. You are made in the image of the ultimate creator, God Himself. That means innovation, imagination, and excellence are your birthright. But when you confine yourself to what's comfortable, you rob yourself of what's possible. You settle for survival when you were meant to be a solution. You conform to patterns when you were created to pioneer. Nothing limits achievement like small thinking. Nothing expands destiny like seeing with God's perspective. Let me drop this truth bomb. Your thoughts can't just be positive. They must be God-aligned. Because you weren't called to just think better. You were called to renew your mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Why? Because until your mind changes, your life won't. You can pray all day, fast for 40 days, and go to every conference. But if your thoughts are not aligned with God's thoughts, you will keep hitting the same ceiling. God's thoughts are higher. His ways are deeper. And when you subject your thoughts to His, something beautiful happens. You stop being driven by fear, and start being led by faith. You stop reacting to life, and start responding with purpose. You stop striving to prove yourself, and start resting in your identity. Don't just think positive, think kingdom. That's where true transformation happens. Listen closely. You were not born to live a small, timid, boxed-in life. You are a walking possibility. A living example of God's creativity and grace. Every time you decide to surpass your limit, you activate a new realm of potential. Limits are not walls, they're invitations. They invite you to believe more, stretch more, grow more. But here's the secret: you will never go farther than your thoughts allow. You can't walk into greatness with a mindset of defeat. You can't build big if your mind is still small. You can't live on purpose if your mind is lost in complaints. So, today, let this be your declaration. I refuse to live small. I refuse to stay stuck. I refuse to be a prisoner of my thoughts. I align my mind with God's truth, and I choose to think like heaven. Because when your mind changes, your season does too. I want to challenge you today. Yes, you watching this video. Starting now, cut off the complaint cycle. Elevate your thinking. Question every limiting belief. Trade small thoughts for kingdom thoughts. And most of all, ask God for new eyes. Because sometimes, what you're praying for is already in front of you. You just need eyes to see it. Don't let complaining cost you the season of growth you're in. Don't let small thinking keep you from living the extraordinary life God intended. You are bigger than your fear. You are deeper than your pain. You are greater than your history. You are not stuck. You are being sculpted. This is your time to break the box, silence the noise, and build with God. Now, let's make this a conversation. What stood out to you in this video? What mindset are you breaking today? What perspective are you taking back? I want you to comment below. Let's talk. Share what you're learning. Share what's shifting inside you. And if this video blessed you, send it to someone else who needs a mindset reset. Remember, you're not just watching this by accident. This is a divine reminder that your next level is not in your job, your paycheck, or your environment. It's in your thoughts. Until next time, keep growing, keep rising, and most of all, keep seeing with new eyes.